20 years, I've travelled all around the world, mostly by myself.
I've worked in film and television for a long time, gaining experience in those areas as well.
And it just made sense trying to make something combining all these experiences from the last 2 decades.
In an age where every Tom, Dick and Harry has a camera, I'm going back to old school filmmaking to make a show about solo travel. No fancy shots with drones, no muscles or six-pack to show off, and definitely no specific eating habits. Just a tiny little camera with no one to help me.
I can vouch for that.
Eating wherever I want, just me on my own, with the whole world. Previously on Going Solo. After arriving in Greece, I'm about to begin my 5-day mission, a road trip across the peninsula of Halkidiki. So far, I picked up a reliable economical car in Thessaloniki.
This is going to be my car of choice to get around Halkidiki and Greece. It's a really dinky, really nippy little Toyota Ergo.
And I've quizzed a couple of the locals about a particular Halkidiki myth.
I heard a rumour before I went to Halkidiki that the first finger's for single people,
yes,
and the second one's for couples, and the third one is for older people. Is this true?
Yes, it's true.
You think that's true? Okay.
No.
You don't agree with that?
I don't agree with that. This was right 10 years ago.
Okay.
But now,
okay,
all the 3 fingers are full and crowded. This was not this. I don't know if this is very good for us, but it is certainly good for Halkidiki's people.
Yeah, of course.
The first leg is fantastic. The sea is fantastic.
The first feet, it's very close to Thessaloniki, and everybody could go and come back in one day. It's very. You can go in Halkidiki on the first feet in about 20 minutes.
The second leg is a more wild beauty.
Right.
They have very
Peaceful.
beautiful, peace, and they have rocks and that.
And the beaches are so perfect, of course. The best beaches of Greece. It's in the second feet of Halkidiki.
But the third one, how would you describe that one?
I am from the third. The third feet. My mother is from there, and we have a house there.
That's where the old people are.
Yes, my mother is there.
The sea is more wild.
Right.
Because it's from the other side, and it's deeper.
It's deeper, much deeper, isn't it? Yeah.
It's
the
deeper.
deepest one, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so you
and colder.
It's colder.
I prefer
Yeah.
hot water.
Do you think many old people go there? More old people go
Yes,
there?
yes.
Okay.
And because there is Athos,
Yeah.
they visit
They love that. They like the history.
monastery there. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's it.
I think all 3 feet are for everybody. It depends from what they want to do.
Okay.
And what I want to do is find out if there's any truth to this myth. So my mission, which I've chosen to accept, is to find out if the first finger, Cassandra, really attracts young people, if the second finger, Siphonia, is really only suitable for couples, and if the third finger, Aristotelis, is really just a place where old people and monks go. Today, the mission begins. Situated between 2 major airports in neighbouring regions, Halkidiki is over 1,000 square miles with beautiful beaches, history and outstanding views. Divided into 5 sections, it's 3 of these districts where many people flock to each summer. And you can see why. But with no railway line running through this region, and at the time of making this voiceover there's no plans for the Thessaloniki metro, should that be finished, to extend into Halkidiki. Then, what transportation options do you have if you visit it? I guess some hotels may offer an airport shuttle, or you may have to just call a cab.
Personally, I found that the only way to appreciate the beauty of Halkidiki is by hiring a car, which means you also have the freedom to take in the scenery and little towns on your journey. And the best place to start this Halkidiki road trip is less than an hour away from Thessaloniki Airport.
Sakudia. This first stop is to the second finger, the district of Siphonia. Siphonia is the finger renowned for being suitable for couples, so the myth says. I first came to this small seaside resort town of Secudia one winter during the low season when there was hardly anyone around. And now I'm back again to find out if this Halkidiki myth is true during the peak season. I'm staying at Apocalypse's apartments where I'm catching up with an old friend, Dimitris, and finding out more about how business has been since the last time I saw him.
Yeah, business was okay. We have a lot of tourists in this area, especially from Balkans countries, from Romania, Serbia, Bulgaria.
But would you believe that Apocalypse's apartments has been around for over a quarter of a century?
This land belongs to my mother.
Your mother?
My family. So I and my brother start building this. We are here about 30 years, from 1992. Start building the hotel.
Apocalypse's apartments are self-catering apartments with a Masuta supermarket just a 3-minute drive away. But there's something on my travel checklist that brought me here for the first time.
Wow, it's so good to be back. It just feels like I haven't been away for that long, to be honest. I know it's only been about 6 months or something like that. I mean, just look at this view. This is what I've missed, right? Seriously. Beside this view, the apartment also has the usual things you'd expect from a self-catering apartment. I could wake up to that view every single morning. I really could.
Something Dimitris chooses not to do.
We live in the winter in Olygyros, and in the summer my brother lives here all the time, all the year. And I and my family comes about 4 months in summer here.
Dimitris is from Polygeiros, which is the capital of Halkidiki. And while I've driven through this capital, I saw that it does offer some incredible views all over the peninsula. But back here in Secudia, it's time for me to take another look around. With a regular population of only 300 people, this can be quite an appealing quality, particularly if you don't like crowds.
It's a very relaxing area. Here they can swim, and they rest. Not busy, too crowded, yeah.
Do you know what, it's absolutely fascinating. I came here in March 2018 and now I'm back 6 months later. It's incredible how much it's changed. It's like when I came here in March, there was hardly anything open. Pretty much everything was closed. There was literally about 2 bars open back then. But now every bar's open. There's umbrellas and sunbeds everywhere. The interesting thing about it, it's still got that feel about it. It's not like it's like busy or chaotic, it's relaxed. And it still feels the same as it did back then. It's like, even though there's more people, and it felt really quiet, like a ghost town back then, it still has that calmness about it. This seems to be a place where people just come to relax. They just want to go in the water, sit by the water. It's lovely. And from my point of view, I don't think it really matters what time of year you do come, because I think if you just like calm and quietness, this is a perfect place to come. Oh, and the sunbeds, they're all free as well. They are.
The best time is after June, July, August, September.
From the summer,
yeah.
Summer, okay, makes sense.
For a small place here, so let's say the 4th month. June, July, August and September.
It's busy.
Yes.
But all year round, there's something this area, and throughout Halkidiki too, is very well known for.
In this area we produce a lot of fruits, tomato, vegetables, and as well a big production of olives. It's a special type of olives, it's the big green olives. And olive oil as well. Okay. Very good, tasty olive oil.
Can you buy them in the supermarkets here?
Yes, you can buy in supermarket, in mini market, and a lot of small producers.
Yeah.
You can find very tasty olive oil and olives as well.
Do they use them in the restaurants, like in this area as well?
Yes, and yes. They use in restaurants as well.
So the food that most people are going to eat here is grown in this area?
Yes.
That's good. That's healthy.
So it's good to know that the majority of food that you'll consume in Secudia, like most of Halkidiki, will be fresh and organic. With Seaview Apartments, a supermarket reachable within 5 minutes. Stop playing with it, mate, you'll go blind. Not so many crowds of people and fresh and organic food. Why does this myth claim that Siphonia is only for couples? Like, wouldn't an older person like this too? Or perhaps a single person looking for a quiet breakaway somewhere? I mean, I'm a single person, and I'm here for the second time even. In theory, I should be over in Cassandra, unless you think I'm old, and then I should be on the third finger of Aristotelis. So what kind of people does Secudia usually attract?
A lot of families, especially when the schools are closed. Couples as well, and I don't know, anyone.
It's mostly families.
Mostly families, yes. Yes.
But logistically, could families also be defined as a couple, since there are two parents in a family who are obviously a couple?
I mean, there's a lot of couples here, surely, but I'm not saying it is for couples, but it's just a place you want to go if you just want some quietness. God, I mean, I thought it was quiet here in March. I thought it might be a little bit lively, but it's nice. It's just a nice... The difference is everything's open this time. That's the only difference from my point of view. And there's more people here. That's it. It's not louder, it's not quieter, it's exactly the same. It's mellow.
Too mellow, in fact. Coming up in part 2, find out why I was out of action for 3 days.
You know, I wish I could have just explored it a little bit more instead of being stuck in my room. Just not being able to do anything the whole time.
Welcome back. Before the break, I began my 5-day mission travelling across Halkidiki.
I actually really like driving around Greece. I think it's like there's so much freedom on the road. It's like the roads are bigger. It seems there's not many signs. I don't know, some people would see this as a bad thing. If you're from the UK, you know, there's so many signs, rules, regulations. You come somewhere like Greece, it just feels like you're driving on the open road.
I'm also finding out more about a certain myth related to this peninsula.
The first finger's for single people,
Yes.
and the second one's for couples, and the third one is for older people. Is
Yes.
this true?
Yes, it's true.
No,
You don't agree with that?
I don't agree with that.
But which one is correct? With my leapy little Toyota Ergo, I've already driven from Thessaloniki to the seaside town of Secudia, which is on the second finger Siphonia, rumoured to be the one that attracts couples. Here I'll be staying for 3 nights at the Apocalypse's apartments, and so far I found out from the owner Dimitris more about the type of people that usually visit this building.
A lot of families, especially when the schools are closed. Couples as well.
I've also learned that Secudia is pretty much the same all year round.
When I came here in March, there was hardly anything open. Pretty much everything was closed. There was literally about 2 bars open back then, but now every bar's open. And it still feels the same as it did back then. It's like, even though there's more people, this seems to be a place where people just come to relax.
But it's only my first day here. Who knows what the next 2 days will bring?
Okay, so this section about Secudia is going to have to be cut short properly, right? The day I arrived here, I seriously went down with like a virus. I think I caught something like a flu or a cold in Thessaloniki when I was there before here. Next, chocolate mousse. I can't hear anything. My ears are just gone completely. I keep coughing up crap. I feel a lot better today than I did 2 days ago. So I had to spend the last 2 days just doing nothing, and it's rendered me out of action. I haven't been able to get much footage or anything like that. I've been absolutely wiped out completely, which is a shame because it's such a lovely place here and there's so much to show. It's peaceful. It's lovely, and it's like, you know, I wish I could have just explored it a little bit more instead of being stuck in my room, just not being able to do anything the whole time. I managed to go in the water today, which was quite nice. It was warm, super warm, but it's a great place if you want to get better, if you're ever sick.
Getting sick when travelling alone is certainly good for character building. You become less dependent on others to help nurse you back to health, and your instincts will lead you to take whatever means necessary to recover, even if there's a language barrier. So I'll tell you a funny story while you watch this sunset time lapse. Right, a man walks into a supermarket trying to find some tablets for a cold. I'm the man in case you haven't caught on. So I went up to a staff member with a Google Translate app open on my phone and showed them the Greek translation of cold tablets. After much confusion between her and other staff members, I was eventually led to where they believed the cold tablets were kept, in a freezer. Cold tablets in Greece means a bag of frozen ice, like ice cubes. Cold tablets, ice cubes, yeah, you can kind of see that this wasn't their fault at all. I should have typed drugs into Google Translate, but then again, I probably would have ended up in a Greek prison if I'd done that. So yeah, I've got the rest of Halkidiki to explore after this, so I'm just hoping that my health stays okay, that's all. But these things happen, and things happen for a reason, right? Not sure what yet, though. Well, I myself can't conclude too much about Secudia, except that it will definitely help make you feel better if you're unwell. I'll let its long-term resident Dimitris tell you more about why you should come here.
Because it's a nice and beautiful place. They can swim, they can visit as well other places of Halkidiki. We are almost in the center of Halkidiki, so they can move in, they can go to Sithonia, to Cassandra, the third finger.
And that's exactly where I'm about to go. After finalising some production notes, it was time to rise above the illness and take the 80-minute drive to the third finger, renouncing the myth to be for old people and monks. If you recall, Dimitris mentioned something about where the majority of the third finger visitors come from.
From Romania, Serbia, Bulgaria.
Which prompted me to remember something one of my previous hosts, Vicky, had mentioned too.
Mostly Serbian people are there.
Okay.
They're going there for vacation. Yeah. Mostly Bulgarian, Serbian, and.
But she also said
the beaches are so perfect, believe me. So, second and third are the best. Very clean seas. Seas are so clean there. I know how clean they are.
I'd already discovered this is true about the beaches on the second finger after my time in Secudia. But would this be true about the third finger? En route to my next destination, the roads took me inland, leading me to many viewpoints overlooking this beautiful peninsula. Already I was getting excited, getting closer and closer to the beaches, particularly if what I'd been told was true. I'd also been told that the Halkidiki myth claims that the third finger was for old people too, which was very prominent in the back of my mind as I reached my first stop in this district, Olympiada. After checking into my hotel, which is right on the waterfront, I had less than 24 hours to check out this town. Olympiada is located in the third finger district of Aristotelis, named most obviously after Greece's famous philosopher Aristotle. And the memory of this famous philosopher certainly lives on in this area. The owner of the hotel, also called Dimitris, popular name is Dimitris in Greece, Dimitris took me on a walking tour of nearby Stagira, the birthplace of Aristotle. Back in the day, this was an entire city, and today what remains are the ruins of Stagira. Just 8 kilometres away is a village with the same name. And this Stagira pays homage to Aristotle in the form of a theme park. This is pretty much a park housing the instruments that Aristotle used to use to show the phenomenon of nature. And if you're a movie buff like me, you can enjoy banging out these familiar sounds from a Spielberg film. It's a great little place for kids. Me, I just look like an overgrown child smashing his balls. Before I knew it, the day was quickly coming to a close. This is my only day I get here, which is a shame. I know I sort of came here thinking that this is going to be a place for old people or monks, and yeah, it's a very religious, a very sacred area. But there's actually quite a lot of young people here. The place where I'm staying, it seems it's people aged between the age of 20 and 40, which isn't old at all. And a lot of people here seem to be from Bulgaria. You look at a lot of the registration plates, and they're all from Bulgaria. I mean, it is only 2 hours from here, like a 2-hour drive. So I guess this is a really quick place to get to if you live in Bulgaria. And it seems to be popular with Bulgarians, young Bulgarians, basically. So I don't feel that this is a place for old people. I've still got the bottom part of this area to see tomorrow, but I don't know, it just doesn't
I quite like it here. This is one of these places where I wish I was staying for more than one night, really. Even the hotel I'm staying at, the owner of the hotel, he's got 2 hotels, and he said that if I could stay for another night, he would let me stay in his other hotel for the night. It's a shame I've got to leave, really. I wasn't expecting it to be so, it's peaceful. You know, where it's like Secudia yesterday, that seems very, there's a lot of people there. It is very resort-like. And this is kind of resort-like, but on a smaller scale, I think. And you've got the resort thing mixed with the spiritual element of the area as well. It makes it a more relaxing place than Secudia was. And I thought Secudia was relaxing. So like I say, I'm just really gutted that I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm loving this view so much right now. And yeah, just one more day would have been perfect, really.
But upon sunrise, the weather had taken a drastic turn for the worse, which ultimately put a damper on the next leg of my journey. After an extremely filling breakfast at the hotel, it was then back out underneath those miserable grey skies for a 50-minute drive south to Aristotelis. Aristotelis is a city enriched with history, with ruins of ancient monasteries around the area. It's also the gateway to Mount Athos, which is what the Greek referred to as the Holy Mountain. Women are actually forbidden from Mount Athos, and the closest they can get is by being a spectator on a boat. And this is most likely why the Halkidiki myth refers to this area being only suitable for monks. There's one right there. Must be having a day off. Already I was seeing some truth as to why this part of the third finger had a reputation for being mostly appreciated by the older generation and monks. But the weather was truly ruining my visit here, and it wasn't helping my health very much either. So with summer clothing only on my person, all I wanted to do was get to my next location, an island lying off the coast of the third finger. But, to quote the first Terminator film, there's a storm coming. Next time on Going Solo. Will the storm prevent me from seeing the Muliani Islands?
I think I just hope that the storm does just disappear, just for like just a few hours a day, just so I can see what it's like.
And will the storm allow me to leave the island?
Apparently this sort of storm never ever happens in September around this island. It never happens. I don't know what's in store for me for the next few days, to be honest. I have no idea.
There's also a book to accompany the series, The Travel Tab Year 1, available at amazon.co.uk.